In today's video, Zohran Mamdani is in full-blown panic mode as he's been unable to run away with the once comfortable lead Andrew Cuomo has been cutting into and is now in striking distance. And so we're breaking down all of the latest news on this election, how both sides are presenting their case, and what it means for the people caught in the middle.
Question affordability in this city. Living here is top of everyone's mind. It has gotten obscenely expensive to live here, to do anything here. So you're proposing free grocery stores, free buses, $30 minimum wage, all of which sounds incredible.
Cheaper groceries, not free groceries.
Excuse me, cheaper groceries. But what people want to know is, great, I would love all those things.
Yeah,
how do you pay for it? Who's going to end up footing the bill for those programs?
So I'll answer that question by first explaining some of the endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has received.
Bringing up your opponent's endorsements when you're asked about how you plan on delivering on your promises is wild, but Mamdani's in full-blown panic mode right now, guys. He's scrambling because he just can't seem to capture a majority of the support from New Yorkers. Matter of fact, Andrew Cuomo is now within striking distance, closing in fast on what was once a comfortable lead in every poll. And you look at the numbers where it's literally, this is a tight race and it's going to come down to election day. Now, both Mamdani and Cuomo are making their final cases to New Yorkers as voters are headed to the polls. What you could call a bit of a surprise, the president kind of gave Andrew Cuomo what you can call an endorsement, kinda. I characterize it as the best worst option available for New York City. And honestly, he's not wrong. As much as some might not love Cuomo, when your choice is really between him or Mamdani, realistically speaking, in a blue city like New York, Curtis Lewa just doesn't have the real shot that maybe people would like to see. It's New York City. It's about as blue as going to get.
Well, every poll has showed Mamdani ahead, but it's all about turnout. And, where are those centrist people actually going to go? And how many of the Republicans or conservatives, albeit that they're small in number there in New York City, many of them are going to look at Sliwa and say, I want that person to win, but I really don't want Mamdani to win, so I'm going to vote for Cuomo. I mean, that's the kind of math and calculus people do and think about when they actually go to the poll and actually cast something in person. Although, the early voting aspect it creates a whole big wild card.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and here's that message from the president. If communist candidate Zohran Mamdani wins the election for mayor of New York City, it is highly unlikely that I will be contributing federal funds other than the very minimum as required to my beloved first home, because of the fact that as a communist, this once great city has zero chance of success or even survival. It can only get worse with the communists at the helm. And I don't want to send, as president, good money after bad. It is my obligation to run the nation, and it is my strong conviction that New York City will be a complete and total economic and social disaster should Mamdani win. His principles have been tested for over 1,000 years, and never once have they been successful. I would much rather see a Democrat who has had a record of success win than a communist with no experience, a record of complete and total failure. He has nothing as an assemblyman, ranked at the bottom of the class, and as mayor of potentially the greatest city in the world, he has no chance to bring it back to his former glory. We must also remember this: a vote for Curtis Lewa, who looks much better without the beret, is a vote for Mamdani. Whether you personally like Andrew Cuomo or not, you really have no choice. You must vote for him and hope he does a fantastic job. He is capable of it. Mamdani is not. And that brings me to my next point. New York City is probably screwed either way, whether Cuomo or Mamdani wins. When your choice is between the Democrat socialist who wants to give everything away for free and the guy who was once governor and isn't really a beacon of light when it comes to the Democrat Party, but that's who they decided to throw their support behind. Yeah, New York City is going to get exactly what they deserve and suffer the consequences of their actions. And so we'll just have to wait and see. Matter of fact, let's jump into Fox News. Cuomo was up there addressing what happened back in 2020 and essentially apologizing. Let's take a listen.
Worst.
nobody knew what we were dealing with. I had the best health experts from around the globe giving us advice. We followed the best advice. We followed the federal guidance. And people died in a horrific way. There were no visitors allowed into nursing homes. And I apologize for any family that lost a loved one during that time. It was on my watch. And I understand how terrible it was.
New Yorkers don't have a better and best option in this scenario, and they ran off most of the Republicans in that city, and it's become this highly liberal major hub now. And so either way, Democrats will get exactly what they deserve. They're going to reap what they sow in this particular instance. But next, I want you just to listen to some of the voters out in New York City and their reason and logic behind why they're voting for Mamdani. And I just want you to listen if you pick up on some of the things that I picked up on when they speak. Take a listen.
Who are you voting for mayor?
I like Cuomo, but I think Mamdani might be pulling the lead a little bit with me.
What's your favorite example of socialism that's worked?
I don't have a big example of it, of socialism.
Like between Venezuela, Cuba, Soviet Union, what's your favorite one?
Man, you put me on the spot. I'm gonna have to go Cuba. I'm gonna have to go Cuba. Yeah, let's go there. It's just so complicated for me. I got so much information in my head, but I'm gonna go with that.
Do you think Mamdani's the future of the Democratic Party?
I mean, I hope so.
He said Cuba, you guys. He said, I'm going to have to go with Cuba. You ever listen to someone speak and you know they don't know anything about the topic that they're discussing, but because they just don't want to admit it, ego, whatever it is, they kind of just try and lie to your face and pretend as if they are knowledgeable on the subject? That's what that was. But he's not alone. Here goes a couple that also are voting for Mamdani, and they have their reasons and beliefs why they're doing so also. Just take a listen.
I know he's controversial for some. They're saying that it'll force millionaires to go out of the city and they're paying the majority of the tax. What do you say to those people?
I think that's baloney.
I think millionaires tend to not pay taxes, don't they? They tend to avoid paying taxes that perhaps you or I could not successfully do.
And what about the government-run grocery stores? Do you think that that's a model that could work?
Yes.
And
I
why?
think there's too many hungry people and too many potatoes here that are $5 a pound.
Yeah, you got to lower the prices. Is there anything else about Zohran that gets you excited about him?
I'm excited that he gets young people excited, and I'm excited to see people standing in line, hopefully, to vote for something new.
And last thing, the number one comment I get on some of my videos is that socialism doesn't work. It's been tried many times. Why do you think it'll work?
This isn't socialism he's talking about, social democracy. You know, government should work to encourage people to thrive and be successful. Everybody thrive. It shouldn't be a matter of it should be equality, not supremacy. It should be a matter of bringing everybody up and not just having a few people with entirely too much money and too much decision.
Zohran Mamdani wants free buses, which really aren't free because he plans on taxing those who make more money to pay for the buses. And he wants government-run grocery stores. What would you call that? But let's say, for argument's sake, that they're right, that Mamdani's policies somehow lift everyone up. Even then, this still wouldn't work. Why? Because people are driven by different motivations. Some folk do just enough to get by. Others, they want more, they do more. They sacrifice more, take more risk, and work harder to reach their goals.
I voted for Mamdani.
Okay, can you tell us why?
I'm just looking for someone new and not part of the established Democratic Party who also hasn't been accused of sexual assault.
I spoke to the other side a little bit, and they're concerned about like the government-run grocery stores and the free buses. What's your response to that?
I think government in the U.S. is great in the sense that there's always balance, right? Like no one person is making all the decisions, and so I think there'll be balance within.
He describes himself as a Democrat socialist. Like, do you feel like socialism would work in New York City?
No, not necessarily.
You just can't make this stuff up when you hear people explain their logic why they're voting for this guy. It makes absolutely no sense. Even people in his own party don't want to support him. In his own state, he can't even get the full support of Democratic leadership. Chuck Schumer has stayed completely silent. And for Hakeem Jeffries, it was like pulling teeth to get him to endorse Mamdani. And that's exactly what Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are fearful of. The far left wing of their party, the ability they have to energize the base, and the fact that right now there is no clear-cut leadership in the party, and they don't want it to be him.
For mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, do you see Mamdani as the future of the Democratic Party?
No, I think the future of the Democratic Party is going to fall, as far as we're concerned, relative to the House Democratic Caucus and members who are doing a great work all across the country as it relates to our need to both take back control of the House, but in doing so, make sure that we're communicating to the American people like, we understand you deserve better.
Jeffries, what do you say to progressives who are disappointed at your slow embrace of Zohran Mamdani and yesterday saying you do not believe he's the future of the party?
What I indicated is that if we truly believe, as many of us do, that Donald Trump represents an existential threat to everything, that in order for us to get from where we are to where we need to go and end the national nightmare, then House Democrats are going to have to be successful in taking back control of the House of Representatives.
What about the slow embrace of Mamdani?
I issued a statement on the eve of early voting, and the statement speaks for itself.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we need New York City to vote Zohran Mamdani so that way people can truly see with their own eyes and firsthand experience what someone like him with his views and his policies and his agenda actually end up getting you. But we'll keep our eye on everything. I appreciate when you guys take the time to chime in. As always, the best way you can show your support and that you enjoy the content is by smashing that thumbs up. That tells me you like the video. And subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns just like this. And as always, until next time,